Hey everybody, Austin here with As Seen by Austin. Now we're going to discuss all the pictures that I did for Inktober, so let's get started. There's quite a few. The first one, the word was poisonous. I decided to draw Snow White right after she took a bite of the poisonous apple. Day 2 was tranquil. I decided to do one with a person meditating with kind of an aura around them. I put hidden words in the water and I added a lotus flower for a nice touch. Then there was roasted. Now when it came to roasted, I just watched the Pickle Rick episode of Rick and Morty and I thought this would be a funny way to go about it. Alright, and then we've got spell. With spell, there's a lot of things going on here. You can see the witch, there's the cauldron. I put in some detail on the wood flooring, the flames, there's a hole in the wall. Almost put a mouse in that hole. We got that goblin peeking in from the window. If you look closely at the jars, there's Eye of Newt, bat wings, and ogre hair. And then the word was chicken. Now this one's kind of self-explanatory. I just wanted to draw a realistic chicken. And I did it, and I like how it came out. Then the word was drooling. Now I just got done reading Stephen King's novel Cujo, so I thought a St. Bernard drooling would be great for this one. I really like the shading on that side of the paper there. I feel like it really gave it the look I was looking for. Now the word was, for this day, was exhausted. Exhausted, this guy, I just kind of made him up. I like how he came out. I was really tired, so I decided to draw a man that looked like he was suffering from insomnia. And as much as I can appreciate some of the detail put into this piece, honestly I don't really like drawing cartoony stuff too much. Then the word was star. Now this is one of my favorite ones. I've gotten a lot of compliments. I've got people that are wanting copies of this one, and I am making prints. Now I did reference about 20 different cat photos looking up, but honestly when it came to it, I just had to take some of the details from each one to kind of get the anatomy down right, and it actually came out perfect. Now for this one, the word was precious, so I thought, what was more precious than a regular squirrel? A chubby squirrel. So I drew a chubby squirrel. As you can see, I drew his little feet. I did the wood grain of the branch that he's standing on. I tried creating the coloration of his tail, or at least implying that it was there. I feel like that could be interpreted if you look at it the right way. And anyways, moving on to the next one. The next one was flowing. Now I did a waterfall flowing, but I felt like that wasn't enough. So I decided to put the fish in there, hopping out of the water. Kind of give it a nice detail. I didn't put much shading on the water itself because I felt like that wouldn't be realistic. Anyways, the next one was cruel. Now whenever it came to cruel, I couldn't really think of many things except for animal cruelty, and I'm an animal lover myself, so I don't really believe in locking your animals up in cages all the time. You gotta show them some love, you gotta spend time with them. Now let me just adjust all these papers right quick. I want to be able to make sure they can all fit in here. Alright, the next one was whale. This one's pretty obvious. I thought the details and the shading on this one came out great. I drew a beluga whale. Now they're pretty smooth, not too lumpy, and that's why I really love the shading on that one. It really implies it. Now this one, the word was garden, and all I could think about was that childhood show I watched, Gargoyles. Now, whenever it came to this, I know he don't look like any of the gargoyles from the show, but I love him. I love that piece. And this one, the word was clock. Ironically, the clock itself ain't very detailed, but Father Time is extremely detailed. And I love how he came out. And I was going to put an extra clock up there, but that did not work out. In this one, I was exhausted. The word was weak. I implied that, and I even wrote down why I only drew that, because I was tired. Now this one, the word was angular, and it's pretty obvious where I went with this. I just took a bunch of shapes that had angles, and I drew a man that's looking forward to a better tomorrow. That's what the background's supposed to represent, in case you're wondering. And then I drew Rocky Balboa when the word was swollen. Now, that one was a perfect interpretation, not much to discuss there. And on this one's from a show that might go over some of the younger kids' head. It was called I'm in Love with Jeannie, or I Love Jeannie. I can't remember exactly. I'm sorry. but I drew her from there. And then I drew the bomb from Final Fantasy. I was really tired, I couldn't think of anything, and I just had to wing it. Now this one, the word was breakable, and I had to draw something breakable. So I drew a broken mirror reflecting the images of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode from the movie Halloween. I drew this the night right after me and my friends went to go watch Halloween 2018 in theaters. And now this one, the word was drain. So I drew Dracula. Obviously he drains blood. Some of his teeth is kind of crooked, but I feel like that's appropriate. Anyways, this word is expensive. Now I wanted to think about the cost of war, not exactly the ammo, the guns, and tanks and whatnot, but the cost of a person's life. The cost of that life to the family they leave behind. You know, they need to be remembered, and with it being Veterans Day today that I'm recording this, I feel like that needed to be said. And as for this one, the word was muddy, and it is my favorite piece, and I feel like it is the best one I made. I drew Clayface transitioning into the Joker or from the Joker. Now with this one, the word was chop, and I had to draw something to do with that, and I decided Jason with an axe. I know that's not what he usually wears. Now this one, the word was prickly, and I drew a rose with thorns, which is prickly. And this one, I had to wing it, so I drew Casper's Uncle Stretch because the word was stretch. It's the only thing I could think of. This one's obvious too. The word was thunder. I went with a little bit more detail here, and I really like how he came out. Looks just like him from the movies. I love it. I'll be making prints of it. And this one was from Cat in the Hat, the movie. There was Thing 1 and Thing 2. I did my best to capture their image, but the curvatures on their face was really hard to capture. This is the first time I ever actually copied anything, but this was a Mega Jolteon, and it was the first one I actually used a Copic marker on this month. And last but not least, Freddy Krueger for the word sliced. I really loved that one. Freddy Krueger is one of my favorite horror movie characters. I hope y'all enjoyed my Inktober. It's just been amazing, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for checking it all out. There you have it, everybody. That was my Inktober. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed Inktober, because I loved it. There were certain low points, certain high points. But on average, it was exciting, it was fun, pushed me to my limits, and I created some great pieces of artwork, and I learned a lot about working with ink pen. Just when you think you can't learn anything else, go ahead and challenge yourself and try to draw something once a day, every day. Believe me, mega improvements. Anyways, you guys got a big announcement coming up in the next video. I hope you guys are excited about this. Big stuff's happening. Yeah, I'm not going to give away anything right now. I almost did, but I'm not going to. If you haven't yet, if you guys want to see all those Inktober videos, you can follow them right here, or you can check out my Drawing YouTubers playlist, which is just as good. But be sure to like, subscribe, and comment for a chance at winning some free art on my next drawing.